Hey y'all, I'm back with the books that I read in the month of September 2023. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Books with Kimberly. Don't forget to like, comment, share my channel, and subscribe. Y'all, I am back to talk about the books I read in the month of September. I read a total of 5 books. So let's get right into it. The first book I read in the month of September was This Wicked Fate by Kalynn Bayron. In my past reviews, I have spoken about the book This Poison Heart. I read this book, I gave it 3 stars, and I said even though it wasn't my favorite book, I still was invested in reading book 2 in this series because the first book left off on a cliffhanger. This Wicked Fate picks right up where the last book ended. Same day, same night. There's a lot of sorrow over the tragedies that have happened. They find out that in order to reverse this tragedy, they need to get all of the pieces of this poison heart that the family grows in the poison garden back together. We also get a family reunion. In this book, we're learning about Circe, Persephone. We get more of Marie. I will say that this book took me a while to finish. As much as I wanted to see them find all the pieces of the heart and complete their journey, the entire book was fixated on just that. I feel like we didn't get to see a lot of character growth. We saw this relationship with Bree and Marie, which made no sense to me. I was not a fan of the two of them being together. I just felt like I didn't really see that spark. And it was kind of awkward because Marie has immortality. She looks like a 17-year-old because of the immortality she got from the poison heart. She went from dating people's grandfathers to now she's dating a 17-year-old. I just wasn't that invested in this story. It was a lot more Greek mythology, which was kind of going over my head. I mean, it was interesting, but it wasn't one of those things that really pulled me into this story. I was more invested towards the end, though. The end, it got really good. It was a lot of action, and so that's what really pushed me to give this book 3.5 stars, but I'm not rounding it up to 4. I'm going to give it 3 stars just because I wanted more of that black girl magic. I wanted more character development, and a little less of the Greek mythology. I know a lot of people enjoyed that element in this story, but it wasn't my cup of tea. I just would have really loved more drama, more conflict, more of a lot of things in this book. The next book I read in the month of September was Winter, the last book in the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. Winter is a black lunar princess. She is the stepdaughter of Lavana. And I was really intrigued by Winter's character because Winter does not use her glamour, which all the lunars have the ability to glamour themselves, use mind manipulation. Winter is against using these abilities. And because she does not use these gifts, it makes her sick and have delusions. She doesn't like that the lunars use their abilities for evil, so I understand why she doesn't use it. But it was just annoying having her like so incoherent throughout the entire book. Like in the middle of them having a huge scene, she would just have one of these meltdowns. We get all of the characters in this book, and I will say it was hard for me to get through this one. I was expecting this book being the grand finale to be the best one. It wraps everything up, but because this book had to wrap up everybody's storyline, it was so many scenes. Now they're here, then they're there. They're locked away, then they're in this place, then they're doing this, then they're doing that. It was just so heavy-handed that I lost a little bit of interest, but I wanted to finish this series, so I made myself finish it. I do like the way the story wrapped up. I like the ending. I decided to give Winter 3.5 stars, and I'm not going to round up, but overall, I did enjoy the Lunar Chronicle series. Book number 3, Woo Child, was Empty Vows by Monroe. I really enjoyed Miss Wiggins. This is book number 2, and it takes place with Herbert, who is grieving the loss of his son and his wife. He is still harboring the secret that he is gay. He's the son of a pastor, and his mom is very prominent in the community. He does not want people to know, so he still has this secret where he goes to other towns and tries to date men there in secret. And when he comes to his hometown, he dates women so that they won't know. All the women in this town see Herbert as a catch. And baby, at the funeral, they are trying to get this man. They at his house every day, bringing him food, giving him sympathy, and hoping to be his next wife. Jessie, even though she got a lot more class and she starts off having a friendship with him, she also begins to become obsessed with being the next missus of Herbert. While Herbert just wants friendship from these ladies, and maybe somebody who could be another Beard like his wife was, Jessie is plotting to have this man be her husband, honey. I will say that this book did not have the action, the twist, the OMG moments that Miss Wiggins did. It had a couple OMG moments, but it was to the point where I'm like, Jessie, girl, you doing too much. Miss Wiggins, she did a lot too, but it was kind of justified. You saw it coming. You understood why it was coming. But Jessie was just doing some stuff out of desperation, and I really didn't feel like what she was doing was necessary or right. So this book, I am giving 3 stars. It wasn't giving what I was expecting, but there is a third book in this series, and I do plan on reading it so I can finish up this series and see what happens next. So if y'all notice, I have not been reading a lot of romance. I have been in a romance slump. It has been hard for me to find romance that I really, really enjoy. I kind of want to blend Beverly Jenkins because I feel like her romance has this right amount of spicy, spunk, like adventure, action. There's shootouts, and it's a lot going on. But I am not the biggest historical romance fan. So I always try to venture back to contemporary romance, romance that takes place in the present, but it's not giving what it's supposed to give. Like, where's the drama? Where's the spice? The fire? And it's like you'll have a book with a whole bunch of spicy scenes, but no drama and no real love, romance, chemistry between the characters. Or you'll have the opposite. You'll have this sweet, cute book that has no drama, no real spice, very lukewarm spice, and it's just, I have not found that romance that captures me. And the romance books that I ended the month reading did not give me the romantic feels I was looking for. So the 4th book that I read in the month of September was Beach Thing, a Black Diamond Romance by D.L. White. This was my first time reading a book by D.L. White. What I can say is that this book was cute. It reminds me of those Kimani novels, Harlequin novels, my introduction into the genre. This book is about Amina, who owns a smoothie and juice bar in this touristy town, and we also get introduced to Wade, who is a famous music producer who is living in this beach house in this little town to just get a break from city life in New York. While he's there, he also makes room for dating and going out with Amina. They have this little fling going on that of course turns into both of them having feelings for each other. I thought this book was cute, but it wasn't a lot of drama. The conflict was not big. There was a little spice to it, a little steaminess, not a lot, but it was cute. I give this book 3.5 stars, and I'm not going to round up to 4, but when I'm in the mood for just a cute, light read, I will read more from D.L. White. The last book that I read in the month of September that was also a romantic novel was The Unmatchable Bachelor by Papyrus. This book was also very cute, and I love that it has a very unique concept. It is about Artie, who is a Indian matchmaker, and I love that show on Netflix, so it was really interesting reading a book about that shows another culture. And so she is doing matchmaking, and she gets a huge client, the highest paying client she's ever gotten, and he has a reputation of being the unmatchable bachelor, but she is up for the challenge. But we find out that there is a reason he has not gotten married in all these years. I won't spoil that for you, but she decides to still take him on as a client and tries to find a marriage that will accommodate his secrets. I really enjoyed listening to this book and hearing those Indian accents. But I will say that this book, I needed more. It was a really short audiobook, but I feel like they still could have packed more information, like more romantic scenes. It was kind of like a forbidden romance, but it wasn't giving me that passion and running away and meeting up that I like when it comes to forbidden romance. It was a lot of just stress over the feelings that these characters were having for one another. But I did like it. I thought it was a cute ending. And overall, I thought it was a cute story. I just wanted more. I'm giving this book 3.5 stars, and I'm not going to round up to 4. Y'all, that is it for the books I read in the month of September. Let me know what books you read in the month of September. And thank you again for tuning in to a Books with Kimberly video.